Assalamu alaikum. My name is Sayyida Amina Ghaznavi and I am going to be presenting you today my midterm exam. My instructor name is Muhammad Ikram. I am from BNU and my department is BBA. I am in first semester. I will going to be presenting you three offices today. That is MS Word, Excel and PowerPoint. My instructor has asked me to answer a few questions in my assignment, and here are the list of the questions that I will be answering. So moving on with the very first office, that is MS Word, I'm going to start with. My instructor has asked me to answer these 5 questions, and I'm going to begin with the very first one, that is explain and insert cover page. What is cover page? Cover page is basically a main page, a title page of any document or of any file that has to be unique, that has to be presenting a little message, a little agenda about your document. It is the very first page of the document. So we're gonna go to insert, and on the very left side we have this option of cover page. If you're gonna click on it, you can see there are many options, different versions with different colors, font sizes and dimensions. So I'm just gonna select a simple one. There you go. You can just design it by your own, you can just add colors, you can just write anything as per the requirement. I'm just going to write my name, give you an idea. Anything which is required. So yeah, cover page is pretty simple. This is the very first page of the document and it is used for the title document. Moving on to my next question, that is explain and insert a paragraph with a font size of 12, heading size 14 and justify paragraph alignment. To do so, I will be taking some of the data from the internet just to save some time. You can just add up any data to just practice on. I'm just gonna select it all. Wait. Yeah. Moving back to my worksheet, it's gonna paste it over here. So always you need to select the data first. I'm gonna go to home, here the font size bar, I'm gonna do it in 12. Making headings a little different, we need to make them a font size of 14. Well, so that's how we can easily differentiate our headings. Last step of this question is to align this paragraph as justify. So there are two ways of doing it. There's a shortcut of doing it, Control J, which is very easy, and the other way of doing is just going back home and clicking on this option. Pretty simple. So moving on to my third question, that says explain and insert image and table. For inserting an image, I'll move my cursor here so it just comes in order. For inserting an image, I will go to insert on the fifth option, that is picture. Well, you can take your picture from anywhere, from downloads, from pictures, from any drive. I have a picture on my desktop, so I'm gonna just choose it from here. You can just add dimensions to that picture, give effects or anything, right? So it looks little different, better in your presentation. So next step in this, well, you can resize this picture also as per the requirement. Moving on to next step, that is tables. Inserting tables. Going back to inserting, and here you see on the fourth option I have an option of tables, rows and columns. I can select as many as rows as I want, as many columns. This option is basically to facilitate or for, I'm just gonna add 3 columns, 3 rows over here. Well, you can also draw your own column, your all table. That's pretty simple too. As you can see, I'm done with my tables over here. If it requires you to give you a little more space, you can just adjust your picture. As you can see, I'm done with my third question, that is picture, inserting picture and adding table. Now let's move to the next question, that is explain and insert header and footer. Going back to insert, in the middle we see this option header and footer. Let's start with header. By the name it explains itself. Header is something which comes on the top, on the head, and in this option also you have many designs, as you can have it in middle, on the side, right, left, as anywhere you want. I'm gonna just take the very first one, that is pretty simple. Anything you're gonna write on it going to be there, going to be on every page. That's why it is called header. You need to close it also. Move to the footer. Footer is as same as header. The only difference is it is on the bottom of the page. As you can see, it is on the bottom of the page. Now it will going to be there on every page. You don't need to write it on every page. This is going to be there. As many as pages you create, as many as words you write, doesn't matter, this is going to be there. Well, we are done with the second last question. Moving to the very last question, that is explain and apply spelling check. Well, you see, if you are writing an essay, an assignment of 1,000 words or 2,000 words, or a presentation which really doesn't allow you to check every single spelling and every single sentence, and gonna allow you to have that all spare time where you manage yourself to read it all again and again to check the mistakes. So what you're gonna do, you're just gonna go to review on the very first option, that is spelling and grammar. You're gonna click on it. Here you're gonna provide you with all the spelling checks, sentence and grammatical information, and also you can You can just press F7 to check your mistakes. So here we are almost done with our very first office, that was MS Office. We are almost done with these, and now we're going to start MS Excel. The things that my instructor has asked me to do are performing these Excel functions that are sum, count, and countif. Let's start with sum. Where is my Excel sheet? Well, this is data, just journal data, which I will be using to explain my functions. The first formula we're going to use is sum. I'm going to just write it down real quick. All the formulas we used. I'm going to take these for another data scale, that is this. There are many options as per the requirement, and also going to select this for the icon sets. As you can see, these arrows can be used anywhere in the directions, in the arrows, in the presentations, as per needed. Well, conditional formatting tells us about cells which can be greater, which can be lesser, which can be in between, equal to, text that contains specific numbers, a data occurring which is mostly can be same or duplicate or different or in a range. Top and bottom rules, which are pretty simple. Top 10 items, top percentage, bottom items percentage. Going on to the data bars that I've explained. Data bars are the number scales. It goes with the number scales for the color scales and icon. We are done with the conditional formatting. Also, going back to my sheet, question sheet, I now have to proceed with PowerPoint. My very first instruction says explain how to insert a new slide in PowerPoint. Okay, well, there are two ways of inserting a slide. One is from a shortcut and one is right here in home. We can just press slide, and now as you can see, I got many options as a blank slide, a slide which has two description boxes, a slide which has the bottom two boxes. I'm gonna go just over this one. Another way of adding slide is just Control M. Okay, as the PowerPoint is a forum which is used for making presentations, special reports, agenda reports, so it has to be a little different, authentic, and attractive. I'm gonna just write anything over here so give you an idea how this works. As I can just move it upwards and downwards also. It is complete in my control. I can add pictures, I can add anything over here. Let's add a picture over here to give it little dimension. You can add as pictures as per your need. I'm just explaining you to understand the concept of it. Okay, now coming back to the formations, we have many options over here going starting with this. As you can see, it is very colorful. Also, text direction, formation, animations. Now let's go with the animations and transition. I can add as many slides as I want. Like, let's add at least 3 slides. That would be enough for the course. Perfect. I'm just gonna write it as 4 commences. As you can see, all the animations and transitions I applied.